yeah, so it's 9:31. I gotta go home, do my top-down analysis, and see if it's a setup I can catch. I was trying to be back home and on the computer by 9:30, but whatever. It is what it is. The times that I trade anyways is between 9:30 and 11. I really try not to be on the charts after 11. So if I don't catch a setup by like 10:30, then I'm just not gonna take a trade today. And I don't plan on trading Thursday and Friday. So hopefully I can catch a trade. And then today I also want to try to up my lot size just so I can have a bigger TP, because if it goes how I feel like it usually does, like I usually don't take a setup unless I know for sure this is where it's gonna go. Whether it pullbacks or not, I know for a fact this is where it's gonna go. So I'm just gonna try to catch a setup to where it just goes straight to TP. Obviously, that's not something that can't happen, but at the same time, I have no control over. That's the word. It's an uncontrollable, because the market itself is a probability game. You just have to, make sure you take each step. You don't skip a step and you wait. There's no rush. So yeah, hopefully I can have a bigger win today. So we'll see. Yesterday I took 2 trades and ended the day with 997. So my goal is to end the day with a bigger profit, especially because I'm not trading tomorrow and Friday. So that'll give me the space. I'm still going to be watching the market and just to see what it does, because in Friday I honestly don't watch the news. I don't trade based on what's going on in the news or the red folder or any of that, because again, I'm still new. I don't even know what. Yeah, like I said, I'll still be watching the charts, and who knows? I don't plan on taking any trades tomorrow and Friday, but if I do, let's just hope there wins. But yeah, it's 9:35, so I just pulled up to the house. Let's get on these charts and catch a setup and get another win today. Okay, I'm about to do my top-down analysis. I am marking out the daily high, from what it looks like. We are still on the bullish run. Kind of wish I would have got an Alani, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna mark the previous day's high also, and mark the low. Even though we're on a bullish run, I'm still gonna mark the low, because you never know what the market does. It can just turn at any point. And then mark the previous day's low also. And the daily, then go to the 4 hour. I'm gonna see, okay. So in the 4 hour, it's pretty much about to pass the previous highs of the 4 hour. So I'm going to mark the higher highs of the 4 hour. Because, okay, I mark out these highs to know where I want to pretty much set my take profit target because I know it's going to surpass these highs. So I need to know where I want to, you know, to pretty much set my take profit. And then what I would usually do, I guess I can, is mark out the fair value gap in the 1 hour that it's going through or has just surpassed. So it literally just came out of a fair value gap of a 1 hour. So, and now it's about to pass this high. So it's about to break this previous high, and I'm gonna go to the 15-minute and use a thicker line. I'm just using, what are these, horizontal rays to mark out the highs and lows in the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour. And now I'm on the 15, and I'm gonna still use the horizontal ray, but I'm going to use a thicker version, a thicker line, and I'm gonna make the line blue so I know this is the highs that it's trying to break. So to the 1 minute and mark out the fair value gap I find in 1 minute. After this, I'm gonna wait for a setup. I marked out my fair value gap in my 1 minute. I marked out my highs that it's trying to take out, and I marked out the previous highs. So now I'm just waiting for a setup, and the entry I'm looking for pretty much is it breaking a high, and it also coming out of at least 2 previous fair value gaps, which is it's already done. So as of right now, I can either wait for it to reach this fair value gap that I just found and for it to surpass it, or I can try to find an entry now and wait for it to get to this fair value gap. But like I said, I'm not rushing anything. I'm gonna take my time and just see where the market continues to go. And it's moving, so okay. And then obviously confluence, meaning are the higher time frames also corresponding or going in the same direction as these lower time frames? If they are, it's great. That lets you know, okay, I can get in somewhere. If not, then don't get in. You need to wait. Okay, so I switched over back to my 1 hour. Oh, and it's moving. My 1 hour is a bullish candle. 15-minute is a bearish candle. It's 9 minutes in here. Happy Wednesday. It is 12:14. I am done with my trading day for today. Today was another win, but I took 3 trades, which I was not supposed to do, because the first trade I took, I ended up getting out early just because the way the market was moving, and then I ended up getting back in because I knew that the market was still going to go in the direction that I wanted it or anticipated it on going in. So I ended up getting in the second trade. I took TP, but I got greedy because the first trade was going to be like $1,300. So that would have been my only trade for today. So the second trade was $1,100, and so I got back in for like $300, and then that was it. So I ended the day with $1,500. And yesterday I ended the day with $997. So today in total I have like 25 something, almost 3. So yeah, it's been a good 2 days. I'm not even gonna lie. But I'm not over trading again. One trade a day. That is it. Because the last trade I took for $300 almost took me out. Almost gave me a heart attack. Almost blew my account. Almost all of that. So thank you God it didn't blow the account. Thank you God it ended up hitting TP. But yeah, I have to continue to follow my own rules, and even if it's going in the direction I see it going in, and even if I know it'll hit my TP if I already have a trade, and especially if it's already a winning trade, that's it. Close the computer. So after that last trade, I had to close the computer and leave the house because yeah. And I was told it's NFT tomorrow and Friday, so I might not be trading the rest of this week. So that's another reason why I wanted to get a good amount, because I may not be trading the rest of this week. We'll just see though. I'm still going to be watching the markets and checking everything. And if I see a setup, I don't know, especially if it's a good setup, I might take it. I might. But I did up my lot size, so I'm glad I did that. And yeah, we will see what next week brings. My goal next week is to make 5,000 or more, obviously, and not blow the account as well. So yeah, the goal next week is to end the week with 5,000 and then get my first payout. So yeah, so far so good. I thank God for the opportunity. I thank God for blessing me with the mentor, the direction, the knowledge, the information, the capability to absorb the knowledge and apply it, and still continuing to mold me and give me the character to where I am able to sustain the wealth that I'm about to get, that he's about to create in my life. Yeah, I'm just grateful. Trying not to get ahead of myself, trying not to get too excited, and remember not to be greedy. There's always going to be more. Money's going to be there. Money's going to come, you know. So yeah, but today was a good day. These past 2 days were good days. I'm so tired, to be honest. I'm like physically exhausted. I just want to go to sleep and take a nap, and that's probably what I'm going to do. Go home and just lay down and relax for a little while before I have to go to work, because I still have to go to work. I'm still continuing life as normal, and I'm just gonna rack up this money until it's time for me to retire. So yeah, we'll see how much I'll be able to make by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. But yeah, that's my goal, is to retire from a job by December, January. And I know for a fact it's possible. I'll just be able to calculate how much I'll be able to make a month after this month. So we'll see what I end off this month with in the market, and just continue to pivot off of that. But yeah, it was a good trading day today. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I still have to figure out the format of how I'm going to be recording myself taking these trades. I'll probably end up just having to get a whole new computer and start recording myself off of that computer instead of the one I have, just because the one I have is old, and I've had it for a few years, so it's already full. Storage is already like full. I pretty much don't want to add any more softwares to that computer and then have it crash on me, while I'm trying to do that. I'd rather just start fresh with a new computer, a new system, that's empty, and I can fill up with new footage and all that. So yeah, just bear with me. I still appreciate you guys for watching, for sitting through these videos and subscribing. So yeah, y'all have a great Wednesday, a great rest of y'all week, and I'll see y'all in the markets next week. Peace out. Stay blessed.